All right, y'all. We back with another episode. As always, man, I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe. As you view, get the algorithm up. And we covered an episode previously talking about pretty much like the fears of being an entrepreneur. We're gonna go a little bit deeper and talk about the actual struggles and some of the things that it take in the mind and just in the actions and execution to overcome some of the struggles as an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? And I'll just start off by saying that me and Jay, we've been working together for a while, and we definitely can relate to the struggle that it took to relocate, even though we was only 2 blocks down, to get here, to gain some momentum, to get the clients to come regularly. And in April it'll be a year, right? Yeah, April. We came over in April. In April it'll be a year, and it's just now coming around to the point to where we can kind of see things happening a little bit more regularly. Even though some days it's like shit, we can't tell what's going on. But that too is part of the game as a barber. You know what I'm saying? It's not all that you see on Instagram, a ton of people outside, and some businesses have it like that, but they have longevity, because we came from a shop that had longevity. And the business intake and just the customers, it was more of a flux of people that came through on a regular basis. But that took years to build. And I think just starting off talking about the struggles, what's some of the biggest struggles you've had on your journey of being an entrepreneur?
You talking about just ever since I became a barber, or
just doing this whole thing, period, just relying on yourself, you know what I'm saying, to be able to provide for yourself and the fam. Like, what's some of the struggles that you face?
the one that comes up, first in my head is just the uncertainty. Uncertainty of like you said, what your day's gonna be like, what your week's gonna look like, how much money you're gonna be able to, when you have bills that's due this day and this day, and you look at your schedule and it's
Ain't no money coming.
You're adding up your clients, and it's like, how am I gonna make it? Yeah, I told you, I was like, man, I think this last year needed to be studied on how I was able to pay bills and rent. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I don't know how I do that shit. You know what I mean? So it's not like that all the time, but some months, yeah, it's like, damn, I don't know how I'm gonna get this done and get this paid off and get this. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I know. Shit, I can attest to that too, because I know this particular month, well, the last 2 months, just because of the holidays and stuff like that, like the schedule been kind of weird, because you have so many people that come at one time, and then it kind of throw off the routine for certain people. Because I know, shit, this month, even though it's Christmas, looking forward to Christmas, but this month has been kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? For me, I know there's been a couple days where it wasn't a whole lot on the books, and my faith, I know it's coming because of the holidays and all that, but it's like when you're looking at one thing, and like you said, and then you got the bills over here in the right hand, and you got what you projected to make over here in the left hand, and it ain't adding up. Then it's like that shit can play into your psychic, that shit can play into your to your energy and everything else, and it could take a toll on you. You know what I mean? So for the people that's looking to be entrepreneurs, you have to understand, like, the willpower that it takes to, not give up. You know what I'm saying? Not give up, stick to the plan, and not, look for other things to, compensate for what you really want to be doing. Because if this wasn't something that we didn't want to do, there's no way that, God would allow the room for us to be able to survive, regardless how it looked. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's one of those things that come with the territory that a lot of people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, the willpower. Because I know a lot of people feel like barbers make all this money. It's like, yeah, we do. But some months is better than others. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
some years is better than some
some
years
years
is
is
better
better
than
than
other
others,
years.
and it's a lot of times like we play catch up. You know what I'm saying? On those busy weeks, on those busy months, on those busy years, it's like now we got to go back and catch up on the stuff that we had to put behind or put to the side because it wasn't there at the time when it came. You know what I'm saying? So I
Kind of
don't.
almost like reminds me of shopping stores, they'll make most of their money during the holidays, you know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of like with barbers, we'll make most of our money, Saturday, Friday, certain days, like obviously, during the week, it'll still be busy
Right.
here and there, but yeah, you have certain days, just like you said, we're playing catch up. I'm playing catch up on Friday and Saturday, for the most part, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday might not
Right.
be as busy, or that money I'm getting, that's just paying the bills or paying,
Right.
little
Just
groceries,
covering,
you know what I mean?
just covering the
Gas.
overhead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what
just
I
to
mean?
be able to keep the doors open another week.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's like a big thing that people don't understand, when they see somebody working for themselves. And I think it's like how can I say it? I think it's like a disconnect for like the people who aren't entrepreneurs and for the ones who, like, I'll just give an example. Me, I've been an entrepreneur shit pretty much all my life. But the wife, she work a regular, you know what I'm saying? Like a regular job. So there's a lot of times when she don't understand like why you going to work when ain't nothing on the books. And it's
Yeah.
because this is our baby. Like you got to tend to that baby every day and be able to feed them regardless what's going on, regardless how you feel. This is like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And it might be a time where like, yeah, you might come to work and you may not get you may come to work and you may not get any cuts that day or any money that day. But let's say next week somebody goes, oh yeah, I saw you in here. I saw you in here, the other day I came by, last week and I made an appointment, you know what I mean? So just by you sitting here, you're able to just by sitting here and watching TV, they're able to see inside, oh, he looks like a cool person, like, oh, his outfit's cool or whatever. Like he got dreads, you know what I mean? He must know how to cut, whatever the case is, you know what I mean? So yeah, just in here could get you more clients and get you more money, you know what I mean? And people come outside, people might tap in the window, you go outside, pass some flyers out, so it is still, even when you're not making money, it's still things you could do, things you can do just by being here,
so like in those, those rough days, those rough weeks or months or whatever, you know what I'm saying? What do you get your energy to keep going? You know what I'm saying? Like for you, where does that come from? 'Cause I know a lot of people, we talking this talk, but then it's kind of like, okay, we gotta have them understand like being an entrepreneur is one of those deeply, to me, it's a deeply spiritual, like it's a bond.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The guys got big.
Yeah.
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 Because
It is.
it's it's
Sometimes it's nothing but spiritual. Sometimes it's nothing but prayer, and you know what I mean. That's all you know what I mean, for sure.
that's all you have to rely on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is your faith and your self belief. And I think that's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? It's like the self belief. People that try it and that give up. I think it's a combination of them may not knowing what they was really getting into and not really having the belief to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you think?
No, I feel like a lot of plays into that, like the two things you just said. Like part of it is experience, you know what I mean? Me being a barber for like 8, 9 years. I know there's ups and downs with this, you know what I mean? Like I experienced ups and downs with this, you know what I mean? That's part of it. I think part of it is understanding, like, I guess I'm not say understanding what's going on in the world, but kind of understanding like what's going on. Like I guess for example, like I could call a couple of my barber homies, who've been cutting hair just as long as me, and I'm like, man, were you busy today? How's your week? How's your month going? And they'll be, oh no, it's slow over here. So it's like sometimes I feel like it's across the board. It's not just it's not just us going through it. It's like so we have clients that come in, and that's the other thing that keeps. I mean, it's like I said, it's a lot of that plays into it. But when clients come in here and they're like, man, I just got fired, I'm looking for a new job. It's like, shit, I'm blessed to be able to come in here and
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I guess you guys see the blessings in it too. You know, you gotta be grateful for what you like, being able to see the being able to appreciate the blessing that comes with it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might be slow, you might not have that many people, but you don't have to report to nobody. You know, if you want to leave right now, you can leave right now, you know. You don't have to, you know what I mean? If I want to take a whole week off, I can take a whole week off, you know, like the flexibility that comes with it, you know, not be on the
That's a
clock
good point.
in, 9 to 5, you know what I mean? So and you know, with me having a newborn baby, it's cool for me just because, like, you know, on my slow days I can just, you know, be with my baby, you know what I mean, be with my son, or, you know. So the flexibility that comes with it, like, it's good things that come with it, you know what I mean? It's good things that come with it, but I guess we're talking about, like, you know, that, like, I guess people who are trying to move into the entrepreneurship space, they don't understand the struggles that come with it, you know what I mean? It's a real struggle, you know. And I didn't tell you, like, man, sometimes I wish that some people could go through an entrepreneurship, you know, trial for like a year, just so y'all can see like what really goes on, what it really takes, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? So you have more of an appreciation for it, you know? And you know, or you'll have more of an understanding, you know what I mean? So I mean, I'm not saying it's not for everybody, but shit.
Well, shit,
I don't think it's for everybody.
I'll say that
Yeah.
this ain't for everybody. Like
Nah.
this is, and not just talking about being a barber, just any
Entrepreneurs.
endeavor as an entrepreneur. Like it's not for everybody.
Like creating your own work. You know what I mean? Creating your own, you know what I mean? That's what we're doing. Like every day, we're creating our own income. You know what I mean? We're not relying on, you know, Kohl's, Costco, whatever, healthcare, whatever. You know what I mean? We're not relying on anything for our income. You know what I mean? For our survival, you know? It's all us, you know? It's all on me, all on you. You know what I mean?
So do you think like some of those things you name, like being able to move when you want to, come and go when you want to, do you think that part of having that freedom outweighs the struggle? You know what I'm saying?
I think it balances. I don't want to say outweighs it. I said maybe it balances it a little bit, makes it more balanced. You know, it makes it like, okay, like, yeah, I'm not making as much money, but I'm able to leave. And if my son needs, you know, me to come pick him up, you know, I can come pick him up earlier. I can drop him off later. I don't have to go in. If you know what I mean. So it kind of creates a balance compared to, you know, if I had to work a 9 to 5 job, I had to be there no matter what. If my son gets sick, now, if I leave my job to go pick up my son because
It's
he's
gonna
sick,
cost you.
it might cost me my job. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a balance. You know what I mean? I think everything is a balance to it. Pros and cons. You know,
Yeah,
pros and cons.
yeah. For me personally, I mean, I think I can look at it just a little bit different because I've been doing it longer, and you'll get to that point to where you kind of understand where I'm going. Just like he said, I know there's times my son was in sports or whatever it was. I'm able to rearrange my schedule to make sure I'm at his games.
Yep.
I'm able to, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to involve myself in certain things that your average 9 to 5 worker, like you said, is not going to be able to just get up and move, you know what I'm saying, when they desire to move. So I feel like that freedom that comes with being an entrepreneur, like that's one of those things that compensates for, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
For like
that,
you
that's
said,
what I was saying. That balance. You know what I mean? Yeah, it balances out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
because I know it's a lot of times where it's shit. It's other things that cross the mind, and we have to, and this is for the viewers too. You have to understand as an entrepreneur, like you can't really look in comparison to man. You know what I'm saying? As far as like what other barbers are doing, what other businesses are doing, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's favor is different. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what you desire, what you put your actions behind and what you execute on. So like,
And
we
you
work
may
together,
never
but
know what they're going through. It's like you may see somebody, you know, making maybe appearing to make more money than you, but you know, their bills might be higher, or you know, they might have to support 1 or 2 people. You know what I mean?
right,
So you don't never know
right.
someone's situation. You know what I mean? So, oh yeah, you can't look. I was looking at someone this morning. Someone was saying, it was like Kelly Rowland. I think she was saying something like, she was like, when I kept like worrying about other people and looking at everybody else, it's like like I felt stuck, you know what I mean? And it's like, because it felt like it was not enough, you know what I mean? But it's like, you're looking at everybody else, like one is,
When is your time gonna come?
well, not necessarily that. Well, yeah, that too, but more so like you're looking at everybody else. So, okay, they're doing more, so now I need to do what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's just say if you did get to their level, you know what I mean. But at the time you got to their level, they leveled up. You know what I mean? Now you're gonna want more too. You know what I mean? When a month ago you just wanted to be at that level. Now you're worried about them, so now you feel like you have to. So we can't worry about what everyone's doing. You know what I mean? Like we talking about, like we seen people like raise their prices, like that's good for them, you know what I mean? But we're not. I don't think, you know, we're not in position. I don't feel like I was in position to raise my prices, you know what I mean? And so you can't judge. Even if that person, you know, you see raising prices, you may think you're a better barber, you may think you're better everything. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna move off of what you're doing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing when the time is right for me. Then you know what I mean?
Man, yeah, I think that's a good point too, because I feel like when a lot of people like make the decision to be an entrepreneur, a lot of them are moving off of what they see other people doing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I want to open a business so I can make this and do this, and they don't understand like the backside and what happens in the dark, all the struggles, you know what I'm saying, that we face to be able to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? Even setting up in here, like this shit wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't easy. We was trying to figure out, you know, the right time to buy furniture, you know what I'm saying, the right time to leave, how to let our customers know we was relocating, like all that shit comes with, you know what I'm saying, being an entrepreneur and running a business. And it's just one of those things.
Shit, like for example, like people don't know, like when we got in here the first like 3-4 days, we weren't cutting hair, we was on the phone. Calling every single client, you know what I mean? Like shit like that, you know? It's like you don't understand like the work someone has to put in, you know what I mean? And all the text messages, you know, hey man, this is Ron, move shops with the woo, if you ever need a haircut. Probably like at least like what, 200-300 people, right?
Yeah,
like, you know?
For sure. For sure.
Calling everybody and yeah.
So, and I think that's part of
like the night we set all this stuff up, well, we cut all day, and then maybe like 3 or 4 o'clock we started working on this, and we didn't get done till like 8-9 o'clock at night. And it's not even a big spot, you know what I mean? It was a lot of work though. Shit, putting the TV up, mounting the TV up, mounting the lights up, mounting the mirror up, mounting this shit up, you know what I'm saying? Going, I remember we went
back and forth to Home Depot like
3-4 times.
Shit, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, you know what I mean? So we still ain't done. We still got posters,
still got stuff to hang up, still got stuff customers gave us that we haven't, you know what I'm saying, hung up. So
it's a never, I mean, I feel like, when you're an entrepreneur, it's a never ending job. You know what I mean? Really, it's like, obviously, it's not, I'm not saying it's 24/7, but it's like,
oh yeah, it's always something
to be done. You know what I mean? You can never be not done. You know what I mean? Compared to a 9-to-5 job, it's like, I'm done with this.
I can clock off.
Like, this ain't no shit where it's like, you know what I mean? Even when we go home, if I'm posting on Instagram, I'm still working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if I make, like some of the videos that we make, you know what I mean, for haircuts, sometimes that takes like 30-45 minutes, sometimes an hour to make a cool video. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure. And that's a good point, because I know shit, just the last 2-3 days, just working on like another flyer, another promotion, like that don't stop. I can't leave here and just go home and sit on the couch. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, be preparing myself to make the days ahead even better. And I feel like that's kind of like how it is with goals, you know, because like you have a certain goal and you never really reach that goal in a sense, because the closer you get to that goal, now it's time to set a bigger one. And the closer you get to that one, now it's time to set a bigger one. And in entrepreneurship, like you said, it's a never ending thing. You know what I'm saying? Until you can sell your business to go live off, you know, how you want to or something. Like there's always, you know, more work to be put in to establish yourself and to make sure you keep your foot in the game. Because just as hard as it is to build it up, it's easy for the shit to crumble.
Easier. Easier.
It can crumble just based on, you know, like not showing up. There could be 3 days in a row, say neither one of us show up, and those 3 days, it could be, potential walk-ins or potential business that come that may lead to shit, something we don't even know that God got for us. So it's like showing up is like one of the biggest struggles to me, being an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Just showing up and keeping your mind in the right place to where it's like you telling yourself it's worth it regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because
I don't want to do it. I need to do it. You know? I need to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like a big thing is like how we talk to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I was watching something the other day, and it's like, how they say in the Bible, the death is in the power of the tongue. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And like, we prophets in a way, we our own prophets in a way based on what we speak, you know what I'm saying, and put out into the universe. Because you can kill that vision just as fast as you can, you know what I'm saying, give it power just based on what you tell yourself.
Yeah.
And I know that's why I had to stop telling myself shit like, I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, shit, if you put that out there, that's what you're going to receive. You know what I'm saying? So just paying attention to every little thing, like the language, how you treat people, how you, market yourself, like all that shit is a struggle that the average person working a job, they'll never understand. You know what I'm saying?
Hell nah.
So we said spiritual or whatever, but like for somebody who want to start off being an entrepreneur, like what advice would you give them? And it could be any business. It can be somebody starting off being a barber, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that make up their mind today, okay, I don't want to do this job no more. You know what I'm saying? I'll work this job until I can do this. Like, what advice would you give them?
As far as to start your own business?
As far as just
like
kind of giving them insight on like understanding what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Like walking into, you know what I'm saying, being an entrepreneur.
I think a lot of people think, when they start a business, they're going to make a lot of money right away. And I would expect to, don't expect to make a lot of money right away. If anything, the first year is more so like investing in marketing and putting that money back into, your business so it can grow, faster, at a faster rate. I would say don't expect to make too much money your first year. Some people actually do. I'm saying you can't. Some people, make a lot of money they first, go at it. So I say, don't expect to make a lot of money. Say do proper research on whatever you're doing. Research if you know people in the field that you're trying to do, talk to them, see how they did it, try to get a blueprint of what you want to do, what you do like, what you don't like, add what you do like, take away what you don't like, or what you feel like you could do better. Because that's one good thing about new entrepreneurs, you know what I mean? Because people have been doing it one way for so long. Now, when you come in, you have a new, you know what I mean? You have a new kind of spirit, a new energy, a new play, a new, so you can add your new flavor to it, you know what I mean? And twist it a little bit to make it better, like kind of like Michael Jordan. He was one, Kobe Bryant saw that and kind of tweaked it to, make it better for him, you know what I mean? So kind of like that in a way. Another thing, I just say, I think the hardest thing about it is taking that first step. I think we talked about that in the episode. Just taking that first step, not really worrying about. And what you're saying, like the negative words you may say about not starting. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know, get all that negative thoughts out your head. And just take that first step, and then, once you take the first step, take the second step. You know what I mean? Just go one day at a time, one step at a time. Don't think about next year. Don't think about next month. Don't think about next week. Think about that day. What do you have to do for this day? You know what I mean? And take it day by day. You'll be all right. Take it day by day. Take it slow.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, because I know, like, for us as as entrepreneurs, as businessmen, like, we got to focus on the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to live in the present. You got to be in the present time. You can't be, because that shit causes anxiety and worry and all that. Thinking too far ahead of, you know what I'm saying, what the day has. And I just, in my experience, shit, we are human. I've done it too. Be on a Tuesday worrying about, how the rest of the week is gonna
For
look.
sure.
And it's like
For sure.
that those things can drive you to be speaking, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
against your own things to where you can devour your alignment that you have, you know what I'm saying, if you just keep everything, focused on that day and making that day, you know what I'm saying, the most productive, the best you can, you know what I'm saying?
My brother told me that not too long ago too. We're saying like, how God doesn't live in the past or the future. He lives in the present. You know what I mean? So if your mind is in the past or the future, you're not with God. You got to be in the present to, and he was telling me, I remember telling him, yeah, man, this is not going right, whatever. He was like, he's like, well, right now you're good, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, you ate? He's like, yeah. You know what I mean? You got water, you got a house, you know what I mean? Like the last year, your rent was paid, like, yeah, you know what I mean? So like, you keep worrying about, the future, you know what I mean? But in this moment right now, you're good, right? You're good. Don't worry about tomorrow, like worry about today. And it's easy to forget that, you know what I mean? It's easy to forget that. But I mean, when you remember that, it is easier to, I mean, I think it was like last month or maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. Like towards the end of the month, I'm like a little stressed about the bills. Like, damn, man, I got to get this money with the whoop. And I think that's when I had my conversation with my brother. And, by the end of the month, everything was good, like bills were paid, rent was paid, everything, gas in the car, baby good, girl good, food, groceries in the, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Like,
And I think,
food, you know what I mean, stocked up, you know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
So something that I was worried about, 5, 6 days previous about, something that I was worried about a week, something that I was worried about a week ahead when that day actually came, I was good. Like I wasn't worried about it no more. It got taken care of, you know what I mean? So a lot of times we'll stress out about things, and then when the time comes, it's not even nothing to stress out no more because everything's
right. That time that came and went, and now
you've
you're
been stressed
good.
about something that is never going to happen or didn't even happen. You know what I mean? So a lot of times we'll do that. We'll stress about things that's don't happen. You know what I mean? So I guess as humans, we're naturally inclined to just like get stressed and anxiety and worry, but
But I think that's like that's where the power lies. Because I know I posted something the other day, and it was just saying like I never asked to be uncomfortable, but I did pray for everything that I got right now.
Yeah.
God answered that, and even though
I thought about that the other day too,
the answer didn't look like his answer and his blessings didn't look like
how
what
I thought it. Yeah, man. How I
projected it. But at the end of the day, I had to really stop and take everything in and realize like, damn, I'm still winning. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still winning. Like you said, got your health. You know what I'm saying? You got strength to be able to get to where you need to get to make it better. And it's like a lot of people we see that every day. People walking up and down the street, like everybody's story is different, but you can tell the people who have just given up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that came from just letting stuff overwhelm them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's what I was saying earlier, be grateful for what you do have, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, like I said, I feel like like I said earlier, like we'll pray for things and God answers those prayers and then we're still complaining. You know what I mean? We're still complaining about something, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's easy to do. It's easy to complain or, get mad or get frustrated or get, stressed out, you know what I mean? But, at the end of the day, like I said, like I had to tell myself the other day too, like, damn, like everything I pray for, God answered it. I pray for a better situation. He answered that. I pray for this. I pray for that. I pray. He answered everything. And not the way I wanted it to be answered, maybe, but he answered the prayers. You know what I mean? So you gotta be thankful for for what you do have, and that's the other thing too. Like I feel like if you're not thankful for what you do have, how is God supposed to bless you
with more?
Yeah, with more. You know what I mean? Like if you have a tiny apartment, you know what I mean, then God, I want a bigger house, bigger house. God looking like, why would you want it? Like, nigga, you don't want to take care of your own.
Right.
You don't want to clean up and vacuum this little spot,
But
nigga.
you
How
want
you
this
supposed
huge
to be?
spot.
You know what I mean? You gonna take care of this big spot now, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Lord, I want a girl. It's like, you don't want to treat these females right. How am I gonna bless you with it? You know what I mean? Hey, so you have to, you know, I want a new car. It's like, nigga, you don't treat the car I gave you. You know what I mean? Right. You know what I mean? So you have to be grateful for what you do have. You know what I mean? And yeah, do the little and be grateful for that, just so you can be in a position to. And not only that though, because let's say, like I said, let's say if God does bless you and you level up, you know what I mean? Like, if you ain't ready for that blessing, you're gonna lose that shit anyway. So you go pray for something, you're gonna lose that shit anyway because you're not even ready, you're not even grateful, you're not doing what you need to do to take care of the little things.
To
you know what I mean?
sustain it.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you know that Jamie Foxx, you know what I mean? And he was like you know what I mean? He's like, he blessed me with a stroke, you know what I mean? Bless me, you know what I mean? It's like, you're not grateful, you're not going to church, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. So, I mean, just as fast as he can bless you, he can take that shit right away, man. So, that shit right away.
Yeah, I think the lack of gratitude, a lot of times it comes from, you know, basically not looking at your own situation. Because I know there's times when I'm, you know what I'm saying, thinking about stuff or getting in my head about stuff. It's because I've seen something or I'm looking at something, you know what I'm saying, that looks appealing or whatever, and it don't equate to my situation. So it's easy for me to lose sight of, you know, like you said, the things that you pray for that you already walking in, you know what I'm saying, that you got to do better at sustaining that. You know what I'm saying? And before you get anything more. And that's why for me, I had to go back to the things that got me to where I am. You know what I'm saying? I had to go back to my routine every Sunday, taking care of the house, taking care of outside, taking care, because ultimately, yeah, I still pray and I ask for more. You know what I'm saying? But it's like until I feel like I overwork the space or what I've, you know what I'm saying, already got, then there's no need. God is looking like, man, like you said, you ain't gonna do nothing with that but lose it. That's just gonna put you 10 steps backward. If I bring you up here and you're not ready for it, and you've already had this space where, you know, you was living cool, everything was straight, and now I put you up here, you're not gonna be able to handle the worry.
You ain't even ready for that shit, man.
No, you're not ready for that.
Not ready for that.
And that's
And I think that's the other thing about, you know, entrepreneurship, right? It's like, you know, I feel like people don't understand, like, the more successful you have in entrepreneurship, the harder the work comes. You know
the more work.
It's not like you make more money now, the work comes easier. Like, nah, man, it gets harder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, more work, more clients, more advertising, more, you know what I mean? It's a lot more work now. You know what I mean?
That's a good point, because I know what was it? I think it was like the week of Thanksgiving or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We both looked at each other and we was like, shit, I ain't used to this. You know what I'm saying? Had days where we knew how to muster through the day because we had been there before in other spaces. But since we've been here, like that flow, that consistency that was coming that week, like shit, I was whooped. You know what I'm saying? Even though, yeah, I look forward to it and I pray for that, but it's like, yeah, so that let me know, okay, am I really ready for what I'm praying for? You know what I'm saying? And I had to go back to, you know, getting up early in the morning, being more consistent, working out, making my body ready for what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want a flux of customers just nonstop flowing in and out.
But it's like, start hurting at the end of the day.
Yeah,
man.
back hurting.
Yeah, hold on, man.
Wrist was hurting. So it's like
too many cuts.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's where like it comes down to where you always hear like mind, body, and spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like your mental can be in one space, your spirit and your faith can be in the right space. But if your body ain't ready to physically receive it, like you said, as we level up, it just calls for more work. And that's, you know, that's a physical strain that I feel like people don't understand, like the struggles of being an entrepreneur. Because
that though, I feel like the mental part of that shit too. You know what I mean? Like let's say on a busy day, right? You have 10 haircuts. I have 10 haircuts. We're both in here. You know what I mean? That means you have conversation with at least 10 people.
Right.
I have a conversation with at least 10 people, and depending on, you know, our clients, I mean, I'm talking to your clients, you're talking to my clients.
Right.
Now I'm having 15, 16 different conversations in one day. You know what I mean? To where in days, like my brain is like, damn, like,
it's fried.
Yeah, it's like I want to talk. I'm sitting down, just like sometimes I sit down, I'll just look at the TV, just you know what I mean, just sitting down in the car, just reset. Like, you know what I mean, like, because your brain is like over functioning, overworking. You've been talking all day, you've been cutting all day, you've been laughing and talking about, you know, people have been coming to us with their problems and telling us about this and that, and like, damn, we were giving people advice. Oh man, you should do this, or you should look at this website, or look, you know what I mean, read this part, you know what I mean. So all that, you know what I mean. So not just the physical aspect, but just the mental of that shit too. Like and like you said, like, or you said earlier, just having a good attitude doing it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you can't have clients come here and then your energy's all off, and then now you know you have. Imagine your energy being off and you don't feel like talking. You have 10 people to cut. You know what I mean? 9 people in car, and they'd be happy to see. What's up, Dre? What's up, Jay? How you doing? How's your kid? You know what I mean? Sometimes you're not in that mental space to like match energy. You know what I mean? You kind of feel bad a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just like, bro, I'm just, I am going through emotion. I'm tired, bro. Like, so, I mean, all that plays, like I said, mind, body, spirit, working out, getting up early, you know, all that good stuff. It plays into that, you know? So,
because like in many businesses, whatever you're doing, like as an entrepreneur, like you have to realize, like a lot of times those entrepreneur like places, it puts you in a place to where you're like, I don't want to say super servant, but you're a servant, you know what I'm saying, of the people, because that's who you're looking for to be able to, you know, self-sustain and build that wealth and stuff like that. And it's like, you have to be, like you said, in the right mental space to serve those people, because it could be somebody that's been waiting all week to get up in here to unleash their problems. And if we don't match their energy, or we're not able to give them food for the soul, then they can easily be, that can be, you know what I'm saying, one of those days where it's like, damn, I lost that client because he was looking to, you know what I'm saying, get something from me. I couldn't give him nothing because I'm in my own head about shit, or I'm not living in the day. I'm thinking too far ahead, and you know what he's saying is going in one ear and out the other,
man.
Yeah,
you don't care what you talking about. I got my own problems too.
I got my own problems. And that's, I think that's one of the hardest things is to, as showing up as an entrepreneur, is to be able to separate your personal stuff from the people that you put in place to serve.
We say that all the time. It's like, man, you know, we have some clients that come here. It's like, man, I don't know if I even came here for a haircut. You came here to talk. You came here to talk, man. You did not come here for no. I mean, they got a haircut, obviously, but it's like as soon as they come in here, they just, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they be talking. You know what I mean? Doing their beard, they be talking, moving. You know what I'm saying? Doing their beard, like,
for sure. Like, man, I'm trying to line your face up.
Man.
You ain't stopped talking the whole time.
The whole time, man. Trying to show you pictures. Oh man, look at this, man. Oh look at this, look at this. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, people sometimes they can't wait to come in here and, you know, talk. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't even say to, like, no, they're not. I'm not saying they're putting their burdens on us, but more so it's like, I feel like we're cool people. You know what I mean? They just, you know, they want to hear what we have to say, or, you know, want to, like you said, like, you know, like I remember sometimes some people will come in here and, you know, we'll have a good conversation, or we'll laugh about something funny, or, you know, be a good little time while they're here, and then they'll be like, man, this made my week. This made my day. This made my this is I need that laugh. I need to come. I need to hear that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's part of being why it's important to, you know, like you said, to have your mental right, your body right, you know, spirit right, you know, everything right. So, because, you know, you never know. And like I said, we need to have some people come here and say going through some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, you know, we have people coming here, they're talking about suicide. You know what I mean? Like, so it's, you know what I mean? Who are we not to try to at least try to help that person? You know what I mean? Try to get them on the right track, kind of get their brain. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I know it's a hard time, man. But, you know,
that's a good point, because that goes to where they say, like, you know, you hear it, your gifts are for other people. You know what I'm saying? So our gifts of, you know, being communicative and having the gift to be able to cut people hair and all that, like, that's for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's for them to be able to be self-expressive, be able to get stuff off their chest, be able to whatever it is. And I think, like we hear a lot of times, especially in this industry, it's not always the barber who got the best haircut.
No.
It's the barber who got the best people skills.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's able to attract those people, and you know what I'm saying? People will overlook possible flaws to be able to have that engagement
For sure.
and be able to have, you know what I'm saying, that interaction with people. And I think that goes in like a lot of businesses, you know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, especially for us as barber, like these people become like family. You know what I'm saying? Because we know some of their deepest, you know what I'm saying, secrets that they'll tell us in a minute. Oh no, my girl don't know that. Oh no, my brother don't know that. I ain't never told nobody else that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it really put things in perspective, and that's what's able to keep me going and always able to find like where I'm winning at in my own situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they let you know shit. It can always be worse. You don't want my problems.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Some people are like, they going through some shit, man. Like I thought I was going through something, man, but shit, my little shit don't compare to what you going through.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah. I goes back to being grateful for what you got, man, and you know what I mean? And you never know what the next man's going through. You know what I mean? Like I said, we get so stuck in our head and our life that we don't pay attention to nobody else. You know what I mean? I'm a big I'm big at fault for that, It's like when I'm going through something I don't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about nothing.
And I ain't trying to hear that.
I ain't care about nothing you got going on, man. You know what I mean? But like you said, man, somebody may need, kind of like what I said in another episode, like I heard it somewhere, but a dude was saying like I think a pastor was saying like the apple tree doesn't grow apples for itself.
For the
You know what I
tree.
mean? It grows it for people walking by. You know what I mean? Like our gifts, our apples aren't for us. You know what I mean? So it's for people walking by who may be in thirst, may be hungry, may haven't eaten in 2-3 days. You know what I mean? Suicidal. You know what I mean? Like our shit's not for us. You know what I mean? It's to try to. I mean, I find that's what we're all here for, man, to make each other better, you know what I mean? And encourage each other, you know what I mean? Because, the spiritual warfare, that shit's real, all that, So, all that shit's real.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And I feel like as an entrepreneur, like as long as you able to like he said, impact somebody or give somebody something that, you know what I'm saying, that they can take with them, then it's like ultimately you serving your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of barbers and a lot of people get in just for the money.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where the struggle, like it'll set you back.
For sure.
Because if you get in it just for the money, like Jay said earlier, you're gonna be expecting to make a whole bunch of money right away. And anybody in business know, like you said, the first year, I give it
really like the first 2 years.
The first
like
2-3 years is just to make sure that you can sustain and you can keep.
Make sure you don't close.
Keep the doors open. Real talk. I mean? Keep the doors open. And then once you learn how to keep the doors open and get that momentum, then you got to do stuff like, branding, advertising, all that stuff to keep engaging people. Because I know, like in our industry, what you say, I say like every 3 to 4 years, like we get a new rotation of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we all had our people that's been down with us from day one.
Yeah.
But we have more people that have started with us and that's not with us today than that's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then that's ultimately with us. And I think that's, that's part of the game that people don't understand. And that's why you have to really, take into account how you interacting with those people or treating those people because, you want the retention. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just got a store, entrepreneur, and you open a store, you don't want to see that person just that one time.
Yeah.
You want that person to be a repeat customer and to, refer his friends and refer family. So that way your business can grow. And ultimately, when you in it for the money, you'll try to bust that one person over the head and get all you can from them.
Yeah.
And that'll give your business a black eye. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where
people can feel that shit too,
Oh,
people can feel,
they feel took.
I mean?
Yeah, feel like I got
People,
robbed up
you
in
know what
here.
I
I
mean?
didn't want to go in there for none of that.
People feel that.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's just part of the struggles that I think a lot of people aren't aware of when they set off to say, okay, well, I'm gonna open a business doing this. I'm gonna start doing this. I don't think they paying attention to like what the struggles look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they say, well, I know it's not gonna be easy, but you don't know what not easy is until you in a situation to where, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You damn near about to pull your hair out because you can't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where it's like we have to constantly, like, as an entrepreneur, you gotta constantly like reinvent yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna be a new customer looking for something else, and like us, we gotta keep up with the times, and we gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't be doing the same phase we was doing in 2012. That's you know what I'm saying. That's not relevant. We got to keep up with the times, and you got to be in tune with the people to be able to stay afloat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think a lot of people, especially like when they start off like selling stuff or businesses like that, a lot of times they trying to sell stuff that they would buy. You know what I'm saying? Like Stephen A. Smith was saying earlier, you know what I'm saying? He was talking about why he talks about the things he talked about. Because that's what the people want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if we in it for the people, we got to give the people what they want. There's times when somebody will talk me into doing some work or a haircut that I really don't, for me personally, it's like, nah, I wouldn't rock with that. But if that's what they want, if you like it, man, I love it. You know what I'm saying?
I'll give you my suggestion, but like, I think you should do this. But if you want to go with that,
right, I'm not gonna talk you out of that.
Cool,
because I know that's what you want.
Yeah.
And I think that's another struggle too, is being too into, being into what you want and what you want to sell, and what, especially like a lot of people do that like with clothes and stuff. And it's like, you selling what you would wear, you selling what you would buy.
Yeah.
And it's like you one person out of a billion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta appeal to things that are trending, things that people want.
And things in your area, you know what I mean? Knowing your demographic, knowing the around you, you know what I mean? So can't sell country shit in LA, can't go to, you know what I mean? Can't sell Texas shit in Florida, you know what I mean? So and that's where the research comes in, researching, you know what I mean? And not only just researching online, but like researching, like you said, with the people, like, talking to, you know what I mean? If you have a nephew in high school, talk to him. If you have a niece in high school, if you have a, younger cousin, you know what I mean? Or whatever, whatever market you're trying to
find out.
Get into. Like, talk to people who are in that market, around that market, know people in that market, you know what I mean? And, because I feel like, going to your point earlier is just about like, giving the people what they want, or like pulling your hair out, you know what I mean? If you can't figure it out, I feel like what also can discourage you is looking on Instagram, looking on Instagram, and it's just social media in general, and seeing other people, like, we talk about, I ain't go, say nothing, but I think what I'm trying to say, like people be capping online, man. People, you know what I mean? I see, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we see that firsthand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm gonna just call it what it is. Nobody knew who I'm talking about specifically, but we see certain barbers and certain people in the industry that on social media, they putting themselves up here, when in reality it's like they doing what everybody else is doing at best. You know what I'm saying? But they'll pump it up to where they make it seem like, oh well, yeah, like it's tons of money, and I do this, and this is what I do.
Your station.
And they don't they don't really have it down like you would think. And that's where it's like, it goes back to the comparison. That's why you can't be looking at what another man got, because we live in a era of capidemics where it's like a pandemic where everybody is lying. Everybody is cooking up a story. Everybody is.
I'm not going to go as far as say everybody's lying. There's some people out there that's posting that's really doing that. You know what I mean? But all I have to say is just like, I feel like a good handful to most of those people, they're posting their great days. You know what I mean? They're not posting the slow day. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what, as if you're trying to start being an entrepreneurship, just know you're gonna have some slow days. You know what I mean? Every day is not gonna be, you know, a money making day or a great day. You know what I mean? You're gonna have those slow days. You're gonna have those rough patches. So it's normal. You know, it's normal. It's not like you're failing or anything. It's just, you know, maybe try a new strategy, try a new technique. You know what I mean? A new tactic or whatever. You know, sit down, review, you know, you know, and then make a new plan. You know what I mean? Always, that's part of the non-ending cycle of being entrepreneurship. You know, you could do something, damn, that didn't work. All right, let me try this. That might not work. You know what I mean? And you know, it's always going to be something new to try. You know what I mean? So, oh, this did work. So let me try doing this. You know what I mean? Okay, this is going good. Let me try. You know what I mean? So it's always trying new things.
That's crazy because I know I was watching something the other day and it said how Thomas Edison had like 1,500 patents or different stuff that he tried to get to work. He kept trying, but everybody know that, you know, known for the light bulb.
Yeah.
So it's like, but all those other things that didn't work led him up to the one thing that did work, and that, you know what I'm saying, that set the bar.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like you can't really, you know, you can't give up on the vision. And that's where it's like you got to always expound on the vision. Like Jay was saying, try new stuff, be honest with yourself, realize, okay, well, I tried this didn't work. I tried to sell this didn't work. Nobody bought this. So let me appeal to this crowd or whatever. And it's like, you know, you got to keep trying new stuff. You can never, you know what I'm saying, be set in stone on one thing, because every good business or every successful business is solving some type of problem.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I'm saying? If you in business, tell people all the time, you want to go into business, think about what problem you can solve. Think about what product you can get and make it even better. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're solving the problem. We solving the problem to where, you know, we enhancing people's looks. You know what I'm saying? And boosting their ego and their morale and stuff like that. So ultimately, you know what I'm saying, we got somebody at the door, so we're gonna wrap it up real quick. But yeah, so those are the struggles as, you know, as an entrepreneur, man. And it's just do your homework, do your research, and make sure you got a strong relationship with God before you know, you jump off the porch and tell yourself what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And
now on that though, I feel like just one point failing, you know, trying new things and failing at it. I feel like people are scared to fail, you know, understandably so. But I feel like you you understand how much knowledge you gain from failing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And not, you know what I mean? And the mistakes, you know what I mean? And that's just all part of the, like you said, all part of the, you know, Thomas Edison failed this and that and this and that. All those failures had him, you know, it's the idea that, okay, let me try this light. You know what I mean? So all that played in. Like, if you didn't fail those 1,000 times, we wouldn't have light. You know what I mean? We probably wouldn't have light. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody else would have invented it, but, you know, he wouldn't have invented it. Yeah. So, you know, you keep failing and you're going, you know, it's like, you know, if you're a rapper, you know what I mean? Like, you can put out a song. All you need is one. All you need is one time to get it right. You know what I mean? You could do 100 one time. You just need to get it right one time. You can try 1,000 times. If you get it right one time, that can change your whole life. You know what I mean? Change your whole dynamic. You know what I mean? So
for sure,
that's
man.
why it's important to keep trying, man.
We're gonna wrap it up right there. We got people trying to get in the door, and like Jay said,
a line of customers. Huh?
I think I think that's like one of the most valuable points, you know, out of this whole episode is that understand you're gonna fail, and don't let that failure, even if it come after the first step, don't let that failure deter you to go back to working a 9 to 5, because at the end of the day, the freedom, you know, of doing this, it makes it all worth it at the end of the day.
Shit, the failure that'll give you more. That'll give you more experience than going to a 4-year college.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like starting your own business, you know what I mean, for a whole year, and failing for a whole year, and then you taking like a course at college. Like you'll gain way more experience failing in 1 year
for sure
than you will sitting in a class. Like You gonna sit in the class and someone's just gonna tell you what to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Tell you what to,
And
compared
then
to you actually doing it. You know
And
what I
then
mean?
even then, you sit in the class for 4 years, and you still got to get out and make the
Experience.
mistakes
You
before
still
you
got to do the
learn.
experience. You know what I mean?
So
Yep.
yeah, for sure, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share the episode. We're talking about entrepreneurs, and for all those entrepreneurs that's getting ready to jump off the porch, man,
Jump off that shit,
jump
man.
off the porch, take that first step, and just know it ain't gonna look like what you wanted, but if it's meant for you, God will provide, man. Y'all stay blessed. That's your customer.
Yeah.
Bro.